Patreon exclusive.
Who wants a mustache ride?
Hey Patreon supporters, you're tuned in to After Hours presented by Realm of the Mist Entertainment. Listener discretion advised. Absolutely right, they are expecting us. So welcome to After Hours. Guys,
Hey! Woo!
First and foremost, I gotta let people know, for people that are watching on YouTube or listening on Anchor or one of the subdirectories, like you know, Apple is under Anchor or fucking Pandora is under Anchor, but the audio podcast areas, just to let you know, right now on Twitch.tv/Realm of the Mist Entertain, we are live. We are going to be having people hopefully coming in and chatting with us and joining the conversation. But the people that will be joining the conversation right now, first and foremost, it kind of stinks in here. It must be the sock drawer.
Hey, you know what? You're right. We suck. I unfortunately haven't showered in about a day. So,
No.
but we
What's
are
your
the
name?
sock drawer. We are Salem.
And Dusty.
Okay, yeah, we did. All right, and we do stink. Apologies.
Yeah, well, you know. And
It's like Grover's house in here.
And that little monster behind the dryer that likes to steal at least one of the socks from the sock drawer, Mr. Delivery Bro himself, Anthony Anthem.
Okay, first of all, fuck you, Chris. Second of all, here we go with this shit. He already talking shit, trying to roast everybody again today.
How's this different from any other show?
This is what I'm talking about. Chris always trying to start shit. First of all, you wasn't even around. You were around before they even invented Viagra, so I don't even know why you talking.
Yeah, that's right. We never did anything else. Just talk shit for over 1,000 episodes. Oh, by the way, I actually checked that. Combined with Sounds Dicey Gaming, we are over 1,200 episodes.
Wow.
Damn.
And here I was just feeling good about being episode 13.
God.
We're such babies.
Well, I ain't doing shit then.
Realm of the Mist Entertainment has hit a total of over 1,200 episodes. How fucking crazy is that?
I gotta figure out how many like seconds of time that has been.
No, you don't.
No, don't do it, because like now I try to keep every episode of everything like within an hour because it's just easier to edit and upload. But there were breaking the fourth walls that would go almost 3 hours long, and I don't even want to go into the video game Let's Plays where some of them just you got into the game and kept going. You know?
Heck,
Fuck it,
every
you're getting
episode, after hours we're on, teams go longer.
Yeah, it seems to, but we try not to. I try to stay within that hour mark. But, you know, we don't want to, like, scare off any potential viewers by talking business. Let's talk the fact that yesterday was Valentine's Day.
I actually had a Valentine.
You had Valentine?
Anthem.
All
He
right.
reached out about right before became the 15th and said, "Hey, you want to be my Valentine?" That counts, right?
Talk
Yeah.
about last minute. Jesus Christ. What, the hooker say no?
Okay, first of all, you biscuit eating bitch. I was at work.
Pimpin' ain't
And
easy.
Dusty's already had my heart since the beginning. Thank you very much.
And also, he's a different time zone, so it was earlier for him.
Jesus
Uh-huh.
Christ. How about you, Salem?
What, do I have any Valentines?
Yeah, did you get intimate with a bottle of Johnson & Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
I can't front, yeah.
I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. I'm not a holiday guy, so
I'm a holiday person, but I actually don't do Valentine's. I don't believe in it.
okay. It's because Valentine's Day doesn't believe in you.
No, it's because if I love someone, I'm going to show them every day, not have a commercial day tell me to do it.
Oh, is
Hell
that why
yeah.
hands look so pruny?
That's why I don't. That's why I don't celebrate Steak and a BJ Day, because I should be getting steak and a BJ every day.
Right?
See? I agree with that.
Wait, steak and
fuck
a BJ Day is a thing?
You never heard that? That's a legitimate thing to answer. The fact that Valentine's Day, even though it is kind of a Hallmark made holiday,
Right.
more generally benefits women in the sense of like romance and dates and the things that women really care about: flowers, candy,
I don't.
showing of emotions. Most women.
You're not a woman.
I forgot. Keep going.
Wait a minute.
Most
First
women.
of all, I am going to say this.
Okay.
I enjoy St. Valentine's Day just because of the fact, like, I like the sense of romance. I mean, it should happen, yes, throughout a regular relationship. But it's a perfect opportunity to get them Valentine's Day specials at them fucking restaurants during the week of Valentine's Day. And
I mean,
also, the candy's half off the next day.
I was say today's my favorite holiday.
It's
This is the 15th.
half off
I have a bag
Valentine's
full of
candy day.
candy right over here. Life's good.
Well, look, today is the 15th. But let's be fair and show some love, honor, and respect to the true heroes of the world. Those are the hotel room cleaning crew that have to change the sheets the day after Valentine's Day.
Oh, dear God.
Oh my god.
And all the maternity ward people in 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
Spike
Love
of
song.
November is always a busy birth month for a reason.
Spike of babies in November because people are sheep. Fucking
Pizza
on one
Pizza
day of
Pinesburg, welcome to the chat and the stream. Thank you very much for joining us. And yes, it's the halfway point to Valentine's. Steak and a BJ Day.
Really? That is the halfway point to
That
to
is
steak and
March
BJ Day?
the 14th, right?
I don't know. I don't know the exact day for Steak and a BJ. But I do know that it was the male equivalent to Valentine's Day. So men had a day that they would prefer too, which is, raw meat and derogatory sex.
And getting rawed on.
It actually sounds better to me.
What's steak and a BJ Day?
Yeah.
You know what? That's on you. I'm an advocate for go ham on the clam day.
I'm okay with that too.
There was a long time for Realm of the Mist to try to generate people to come to the website. I had talked about having a clam bake page.
Well, if we keep talking sexy like this, I think they will come to the website.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They'll come. But
Um,
no, but to
Oh,
the
they'll come
website, I
in
was talking about
droves.
adding a page where like we would have our listeners send in pictures of their favorite vagina, and we would just put it up on that page and call it the clam bake.
that is terrible.
What?
Why would you do that?
Would that be sexist? Would I be hurting people? Should we put Anthony's dick up there too? Just
Nah.
amongst all the vagina, I'm sure he won't mind.
Man, what the hell? Just put my dick up on there.
That is the biggest clit I've ever seen.
Holy crap! What kind of elevator button is that?
No, you didn't say what kind of elevator button is that.
What floor does that bring me to?
Throw ham on the clam like ring toss style with cold cuts. Excellent. Pizza's
Who the hell
already,
said that?
that's pizza in the chat. Guys, go to
What's up?
seriously on your guys' chat
here we
on
go.
your guys' computers or whatever. Pull up the stream
Let's
so you can see the
pull
chat
up,
yourself.
That won't interfere with what we're recording.
It shouldn't as long as you turn off the sound.
Shouldn't. Yeah, we're gonna pull up Realm of the Myth.
There you
And
go. So that way you
figure
can
that
see
out.
what's going on. But
I'm sure.
no, so the big thing about Valentine's Day, yeah, a lot of people, it's very bipartisan, I guess you could kind of say, in a sense that some people love it because, like Anthony said, it's romance and discounts at restaurants and all that happy shit. And other people, like myself, look at it as more of an excuse to sell fucking cards and flowers. For absolutely no reason. Because like Dusty said, you should be showing love year-round. Why is one day held to it? But, I mean, you can make that argument about a lot of different holidays. Or different...
Christmas.
Well, not just Christmas. Christmas, barring its religious implications. Christmas...
This is it. Christmas is originally a pagan holiday.
Well, I know it's originally a pagan holiday, but when it was born for by party and by curious whatever, yeah, I agree. But no, I mean, like with Christmas, it does have a religious subtext, at least for Christians, and like you said, it originally was a pagan holiday. But
I mean, guys, it still is a pagan holiday.
Well,
Pagans
yeah.
celebrate Yule the way they do it, and they've always done it. It's just Christianity has taken Yule and has made their own little twist on it and has made Christmas.
Right, but the fact of the matter is, I mean, there's a lot of things where it's like, I never understood its subtext. Like, and of course I got a black guy here so I can say this. Black History Month has made no sense to me. Because why do you need 1 month to celebrate heroes regardless of their skin color?
Okay.
Any more than there should be, say, for the sake of argument, a White History Month. There shouldn't be. I think people should just be celebrated for being people, but that's just me.
Now I got to argue with you on a little bit.
Go ahead. That's why I brought it up. I knew you would have something to say on it.
Of course you would, you fuck. Anyway, here's the reason why Black History Month exists. It used to be a week. It used to be Negro History Week. That's exactly what they used to call it, Negro American History Week. The reason why we have this is because back in the day, they really weren't talking about the black inventors. They weren't talking about anything that we had to attribute to American culture.
Right.
So, with that, there was the evolution of the holiday. That was why it was so important for us to have the month. Because there's a lot of inventions that we have actually innovated in American society to make it where it is today. Like the toilet you shit on. That was us. Open heart surgery. That is us.
You know what? I got to be fair. I mean, both are great and wondrous things, but if we're talking about the greatest inventions of African American inventors, I probably would have led with the open heart surgery and not the shitter.
Yeah.
But let me hear me out on the shitter though. It's an essential item in your house, right?
Nah,
No.
Some people argue the kitchen is the most
you
central
don't take
thing.
a shit, you don't piss.
I'd
could
rather
use a tree.
focus on the kitchen.
I'm just saying though. Do you shit and do you piss?
Well, lately I do one of those. The other one I'm working on.
Okay, there's my point though. Like, it's in your bathroom everywhere because a black man made it. A flushable toilet.
Did Anthony back you up?
Okay, here's
No,
another
it'll be
thing.
Salem and too much cheese.
Oh.
All right, here's another thing.
All right, I'm listening.
We also invented a traffic light. If we didn't have a traffic light, you already know, especially y'all live in the East Coast, motherfuckers would be hitting each other left and right because motherfuckers can't drive in the East Coast.
Well, can we be fair about that, though? And I'm sorry, I'm going to apologize in advance if it offends anybody, but you're telling me a black person created the traffic light, and then the majority of the people who ignore those traffic lights are what?
White.
No. Try again.
Oh, there's more of y'all than there is of us.
Thanks for playing. No.
What's an
I'm
after
sorry.
hours?
Try again.
No, true.
Maybe I should go get the whiskey.
No?
It's going to be one of them episodes.
So guys, let's kind of just go over this real quick. What's going on here in this sort of pseudo debate, so to speak? We have Chris's part of the argument that says we really shouldn't just delegate 1 month to remembering people or recognizing specific types of people. We should just, as a society, do that all the time.
Right.
And then we have Anthony's side saying, hey, look, we never really got recognition in any way, shape, or form. This is a way for us to, get a month of time to really have people go out there, really show what black people have done, and all of the great things that black people have accomplished, such as his examples that he's given, the invention of inventions mainly are the examples that he's given, such as peanut butter. And
Thank you.
I agree on both sides. Really,
and then you have my side where I think we need to get some shots.
Okay, Dusty.
Yes.
If you want to get up and get shots.
If I wasn't working right now, I would take a shot right now.
Well, understand. Let me clarify and be clear, even for Anthony, who may be taking me the wrong way in this conversation.
Oh no, I'm not taking you at all the wrong way. I get what you're saying though.
But
you feel like it should be more inclusive.
I think it should. No, not necessarily that it should be more inclusive. I'm just saying, like, I understand where you're coming from. Where back in the day, it could have been useful, or not. Could have been, was useful and really needed because of the fact that blacks were not necessarily getting the recognition that they deserved at that time. In modern society, though, I'm sorry. I think it stands more as a way of being, and forgive me for this, but diversive instead of inclusive to the rest of the society.
But here's the thing, my man. They do have holidays for white people too.
What? Name one.
Okay, for instance, there's Irish History Month, there's Italian History Month, there's German History Month.
There is no such thing as history
No,
month.
no,
They get
actually
days.
True.
They get days. A day. There's Irish Day. There's Italian Day.
Group. You can look it up. Every month has a specific group.
I do look it up, and I'm telling you now, like German.
Well,
German
I'll tell you this much.
I'll tell you what German gets as a German. I'll tell you what German gets. Oktoberfest.
In schools, all they do is the women and the black. They don't do anybody else, and that's not right.
I will agree with that statement. But here's the thing, though. They only go over Black history for like a month. You want to know what I learned when I was going to school during Black History Month? I learned about slaves, Harriet Tubman, and Jackie Robinson. That's it.
No.
He's not wrong. What I'm laughing about is how he delivered it. Slaves, Tomlinson, and Robinson.
Yeah.
It's like wow, what a diverse story. No, you're not wrong, because when I was in school too, I think let's be fair, social studies and world history or United States history, which is really lacking in today's society at school, I think are the real issue here more than anything else, because nobody knows the history like they should know. Because like when I was in school, and yes, I'm probably one of the older ones of the group here. When I was in school, I know more about Africa than I do my own country. Because that's all they taught. That's all they wanted to talk about was, Morocco and Egypt and stuff. And it's like, hey, great. I'm glad I'm learning about other cultures and other societies, but what about my country? The good and the bad. The good and the bad.
One of my kids the other day asked I forgot what state it was, and I'm like, why don't you know? And she's like, I can show you where all the different European countries are and all the countries in Africa, but we never covered where the states are.
I think that's
she's in sixth grade.
I think that's a major fail in education in general. And I agree that there's a major loss in the fact of teaching about some of the great African Americans, whether they were inventors, whether they were leaders, whether they were I know one of the first go-tos that everybody goes to with African American leaders is Martin Luther King. Sure, but there's other people that had worked tirelessly that maybe didn't have the recognition Mr. King did.
I have to say that a lot of people don't understand that Malcolm X was not always, hey, I hate white people. At the end of his life, he was actually trying to bring people together, because he realized that maybe his approach was going wrong. It was after he made a trip to Mecca. I don't want to get into that can of worms, but
that's where you lose a good portion of Americans right there.
I'm gonna say this though. I think they need to talk about everybody. I'm not just saying just Martin Luther King. Everybody always quotes Martin Luther King in an argument. It's like, I'm not racist. I love Martin Luther King. Or I'm not this because I know about Martin Luther King. I think, what about Martin Luther King? They always use that fucking argument, but they don't want to talk about the Malcolm X's. They don't want to talk about Muhammad Ali and his activism sometimes. And it's just like, either we got to be a fucking sports player or some shit for them to really talk about it. That's why I feel like from a black perspective, we need to talk about everybody, even if it's not always going to be hunky-dory.
I agree, and I come from the opposite end of the coin. Again, being German descent, what's the one thing everybody talks about when they think about Germans?
Nazis.
No, I know. I hear it all the time.
Do we forget that space flight and sub services and most of your automobiles would not exist without German engineers?
Oh hell yeah! And I love Germans. I've been to Germany.
Some of the best beer ever.
Shits.
There is a lot more to the culture than just what they're always taught. And quite honestly, a person like me, when we go into the political realms and where anybody that you don't agree with is automatically a Nazi or a white supremacist, you know what? I actually get offended when people use the term Nazi. I really do, because fuck you. There ain't no Nazis anymore. And no, I'm not
No,
talking
there's
about
not.
I'm not talking about the fucking skinhead neo-Nazi little punk they're wannabes. The real Nazis are gone. They were destroyed by the United States of America. There are no Nazis here. Shut the fuck up.
There was a massive portion of Germany itself, a massive portion of Germans across the world, and a massive portion of Germans in the Pennsylvania Dutch, who used to be known as the Pennsylvania German, in the southern region of Pennsylvania, that were incredibly ashamed of just what Germany was doing throughout World War II. It wasn't all Germans, and nobody realizes that. They just learn about the Nazis and how horrible the Nazis were.
They don't even talk about how the German people were actually put in camps here.
They don't learn about that. They just learn
we're just
about
the bad guys.
The Germans were the bad guys, and the Americans were the good guys, even though America didn't want fucking anything to do with World War II.
The only reason why we got involved was because of Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
We were like, fuck it, well, guess we'll join you. I really want to whoop the Japanese ass, but apparently you need us for the Germans, too.
And Americans revel in the fact that we dropped 2 atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We revel in that. We revel in that, and then we go on to cry about the Twin Towers going down. We all have a right to our feelings and how we feel, but it seems hypocritical.
The only good thing, and now I'll say this as a person who does kind of revel in the Nagasaki and Hiroshima bombs. Not because of the devastation that they caused Japan. No, I don't revel in that. What I revel in is 2 things. One, it brought an end to that destructive war. After that, Japan was more than willing to jump onto the USS Missouri and sign the unconditional surrender, ending the war. Number 2, most of our peace, including the time of the Cold War between us and Russia, what kept anything from ever happening was the fact that we were known as the country who will drop the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
He's right on that one. Totally right on that one.
It was definitely a power play.
You know, so in those aspects, I will quote Ozzy Osbourne in this, thank God for the bomb. On the opposite end of the coin, though, I really, truly wish that World War II, or any war, would never come to that need.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason why that war ended. It would have dragged on for years.
I guess that's just why World War III blows up in memes everywhere. You know, everyone is just sitting there waiting for World War III to happen. And when earlier this month it looked like it was going to, everyone was going nuts. Here we go, World War III, World War III. You know, people are sitting there, one, in fear because everyone's got nukes.
Yeah, but you know what? Most people are in fear not because of the nukes, because, again, you got to think of it this way. Even in the United States, and I'm going to be honest here, and I know we got listeners from all over the world. Like, if you go on our Twitch thing and hit analytics, we got people in Morocco. We got people in Spain. We got people in fucking Iraq listening to us. You know, so, I mean, understand when I say this, even here in the United States, everybody who has nuclear weapons are scared to death of launching them, and I will explain why. Not because of doing damage to somebody else. It's the fact that somebody else is going to send it the fuck back.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants that to happen.
What the Cold War was all about.
Fucking North Korea's little fucking bullshit about, we got bombs. What are you going to throw them at us? You know, first off, you don't have the technology of sending them to us, whether I'll fucking actually using them. But you know what? That little bastard wasn't going to send shit to the United States because he knows damn right well you're going to get California. Well, that sucks for California. But all 49 other states are going to be sending shit right back.
I mean, hell, one of the freaking nuclear bases is here in freaking Missouri. It's only 2 hours away from me. Actually, not even that far, like an hour and a half.
So, for lack of better terminology here, the biggest deterrent to nuclear weapons, I would argue, is the fact that every country pretty much has nuclear weapons.
Mm-hmm.
If you start getting countries to disarm, they're the ones that are going to be fearing the most because they're not going to be able to shoot back.
Makes sense.
You know,
we are 40.
I'm getting very depressed over here by the whole conversation.
Yes, I know. I thought we were going to have some brouhahas and shit.
We'll get there.
Why we got to get all serious every time I come on the motherfucking show?
Well, see, the thing is I wanted to talk about Valentine's Day, and I was going to lead into differences of men and women,
I know,
but somehow, some way, we got into political shit here.
It starts out with the black guy in the room. That's some bullshit.
He's not wrong, because the other 2 after hours I was on, other than the fact I was drunk, they were a lot more fun.
But that's what's going on. You're not drunk. We don't have you to pick on. You're not drunk.
Okay,
It's true.
So I have to go get the shots?
You gotta go get the
Chris
shot.
is like, you know what? Let's get the black guy started. That's what he was on. He was just like, oh, I know how to get Anthony started today, motherfucker. We're gonna go on ahead and talk about why Black History should be
calm
here.
down. I'll go get the alcohol, and I'll be ditzy-dutsy. And
Give me a black and tan, please.
I'll take one.
A
yeah.
black and tan.
Shots, get a beer.
Yes. I don't want to do shots. So, guys, the after hours that I appeared in, it was 2 after hours ago, where Dusty and I got fucking trashed.
Yeah, but you were more manageable than Dusty was.
I know I was more manageable, but as soon as that was done, as soon as we were done recording and whatnot, and we had all, said our goodbyes and whatnot, I went and fucking rolfed. I just all over that fucking toilet, man. It was disgusting.
Well, you know what? After Dusty told me last episode how she got you, how you got her to listen to that episode because she didn't have any memory of it.
Yeah, no.
You kind of deserve that, dude.
Yeah.
He tricked her. Hey, here's this new podcast I want you to hear. Okay.
I earned it. I earned it.
I was fine. You were not.
Oh yeah, no. But what Chris was saying? Did you hear?
No, I was.
What Chris was saying
this.
while you were getting the alcohol is I had you listen to the podcast afterwards.
Oh yeah.
And I had mentioned that I had puked after the one where we drank there, and I deserved to have to puke. You know what I mean, because of the shit I did on that podcast.
Yeah, I was not exactly in my right mind on that podcast. We all know I love Anthem, not Chris, but I was flirting with Chris.
It was weird. It got weird.
Oh God.
Well,
I think she was.
I told you I'm
tugging her
part black.
nipples at one point.
She was just loving which part.
Oh God, girl. Yeah, I can't believe you must have been seriously drunk, because that is not a mug I would want to look at sober. Shit.
I'm going to try to not take offense to that, especially when you have to look at yourself in the mirror every fucking day, Mr. Black.
We need a Chris Stolle picture, like
skid mark.
Right now. We need a picture of Chris Stolle just posted right up for everyone to see. If you're watching this with any sort of video, like on YouTube or on Twitch or something, we just need a picture of Chris Stolle, because that is like the ultimate face to just draw penises on when he's passed out drunk.
Exactly. Thank you.
There we go. One shot down.
Apparently, this is my episode. Okay, let's do it.
Oh, don't worry. I just took one shot. You're going to look real good to me soon.
Let's do it. I could take as much as I could dish it out. So go ahead, guys. You want it? Go do it.
All right, you better bite the pillow, bitch.
Wait a minute. This means the intervention didn't work.
No, it didn't.
No.
But I'm sorry. Chris just said he can take it as much as he can dish it out. Well, I'm assuming you can take 2 inches.
Is that all you're working with?
Yes.
Damn.
No wonder I don't like you that much.
Damn.
I need to get my tweezers.
I gotta
go take a piss.
He's got a dicky do. His eyebrows stick out farther than his dicky do.
I asked for a meat platter, and all I got was a mini weenie.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, speaking of meat platters, that is my new favorite thing when I go out to Tops, and normally people get like the meat cheeses and whatnot. I just find a platter that's just nothing but straight fucking meats.
I'm sorry.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
I'm still thinking about you looking like a mealworm with a sweater on.
It was funny. Our D&D group's like, "Oh, you got a meat and cheese." Wait,
it's just a meat platter.
Where's the cheese?
It's just a meat splatter. I get called Charles Manson a lot.
Yeah, you actually look like him.
I got folks that call me Charles anywhere I go. Hey Charles, how you doing?
And the burps
for the longest time, I had no idea what they were talking about, because one of the salesmen at my job, his name is Charles, and so they would be interacting with these people who would be interacting with him more, so they know who Charles is, and they're calling me Charles, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I realize it's because I look like Charles Manson. I just don't have a swastika tattooed on my forehead.
Well, we can make that happen. We can do that live on air one time. You know, like get you good shit faced drunk and just we'll make a swastika out of dicks on your forehead.
If I'm getting a tattoo,
I didn't say a tattoo. It could be a Sharpie.
Okay, that works.
Sure.
But if you want it to be a tattoo, it's got to be, and if it's going to be a tattoo of a swastika, it's got to be dicks. It's got to be like fucking vibrators in the shape of a swastika on your forehead.
Oh my god.
Okay, you know how we were
That's
talking
what
about the after hours Dusty's birthday party? Let's not do that at that.
Oh yes. Now, if I'm gonna get a tattoo, I want to like drunkenly bury a treasure somewhere, and then get a tattoo of like the treasure map on my back or something.
No, you got to do it on your butt, and your butthole is the X marks the spot.
My butthole's the X. And I'm just trying to like push my butt up to the mirror and turn around and look at where I've got to go.
You'll get it backwards.
Trying to decipher it all backwards. See where the berry is.
It says it's at the end of the rainbow with Lucky Charms.
Every time.
He gets drunk. He goes he buries his treasure. Goes get his tattooed on his ass. He deciphers it in a mirror. He finally goes and finds his buried treasure, and it's nothing but a box of Lucky Charms.
What?
God damn it! Now I got to go to a gay club and let somebody else find the buried treasure.
What do you mean you lost everybody?
It just sounds like I lost everybody. It sounds quiet.
We're
I
here.
can hear you.
Ah,
Chocolate
jeez.
starfish.
You're not drinking this so much you're going deaf, are you?
Oh my god, I'm already deaf. With the amount
You're
of
drinking like some bad moonshine.
the amount of like loud noises that I've listened to throughout my entire life, just a bunch of loud shit that I've been around. I'm deaf. I can't hear jack shit. So I don't know. Chris knows, right?
All too well.
And I know y'all be having bootleg moonshine parties out there in that side of the world. But
I actually, I've got moonshine stories. So I used to. Okay, I will. I used to sing on stage in Warsaw, New York. It was this little thing called North Fork. It wasn't like anything big. It was just a bunch of local bands that got together and they did what's it called? Where it's the music's not your own. No, not orgies.
Cover bands.
Cover bands. It was a bunch of cover bands for. I mean, this was Hitfilm, New York, so it's a bunch of like old country music cover bands and whatnot. And my jackass bastard of a father used to be part of a cover band called Southbound. But he was too much of a drunken, retarded idiot, and they kicked him out. And they were like, "Well, I guess we don't have a singer anymore." And so I stepped up and decided to sing for them. And
is this what the Salem Sings Country thing was about?
Yes.
Kind of.
I didn't listen to that episode.
Out.
I honestly didn't get a chance to listen to that episode.
Well,
I was always curious about that.
I didn't go into detail on that on this. In that, I actually did used to have a quote unquote country music career. It's just I didn't get paid for it, except I kind of did. I didn't get paid money. I got paid in moonshine. They paid me in straight fucking moonshine. Like while I'm performing, they just hand over the bottle as I'm singing. Wow. I get to a part where it's a break in the lyrics and they're playing the music in the background. I'm just sitting there swinging it. I'm 17 years old at this time. Just throwing that out there. It was great. And moonshine is like, this wasn't like the moonshine that you buy like off the shelf, like that Dr. McGillicuddy moonshine, whatever it is. You know, this is the shit that's straight up some fucking redneck in the middle of nowhere brewed this shit because apparently he can't buy beer anywhere. So he makes his own. Like, this was the real deal fucking moonshine. And I will tell you.
Did that make you go blind and shit?
I kind of wish it did.
Oh,
but.
Jesus.
But that shit was
depressing already.
That shit was disgusting.
Yeah, but I gotta explore this. What the hell? You live in upper New York, like northern New York, right?
Yes.
The fuck you doing country? What are you, a Dixie chick?
Okay.
Country's very prevalent up here because we all are farm country.
New York is a huge farm country area.
We're not city.
Think Lancaster County. in Pennsylvania. It's very much the
doesn't
same.
surprise me.
It's very much the same as Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. It's very hick. There's a lot of hick.
I don't have a problem with hicks. I'm talking about like people who aspire for country careers. Generally, don't come from like the East Coast. They primarily come from places like Tennessee, Missouri,
I gotta be
Texas.
I wasn't aspiring for a country.
Hey, Missouri!
I wasn't aspiring for a country career though. I was just, that's what my dad was doing that in his cover band, and he got thrown out of it because he's an idiot. And so I was just like, I guess I'll sing. I can sing songs. I know all of those, old time songs from back in the day. Hank
and you
Williams.
got a voice.
And I've got a voice for singing country music. And so
Boy, were you singing Hank Williams?
Yes.
But see, I want to put you on a spot. I gotta hear. I know the mics are not made for vocals. I know that because I'm actually setting up getting a mixer and a mic to do my vocals for the album I'm working on. But
I don't think I'm exactly in a Hank Williams mood right now. I can maybe try some Merle Haggard for you.
Boy, if you'll sing, I'll sing too. How about that?
Give. I think everybody wants to hear some Merle. Give us some Merle Haggard.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, but what I'm going to do here real quick is I'm actually going to take my headset off, so I'm not going to hear anybody while I'm singing just because
no, that's the best way.
There is a bit of a difference in how I perceive my voice with the headset on and the headset off. So what I'm going to do real quick.
Metal? Oh, shit. Let me get comfortable for
What,
this.
screaming metal? What?
What? No. He's going to sing some Merle.
He's going to sing some Merle Haggard.
Because usually he sings and then I'll sing accompaniment, but this time we'll just do him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do a real quick sneak peek of a little bit. Yeah, let me hand that over.
Give me like a verse and a chorus.
All right, so guys, right now I don't have my headset on, so I can't hear anything that anyone is saying. But I guess I'll give a little sneak peek of a Merle Haggard song. My favorite is "Mama Tried" by him. So let me do this real quick. Oh, excuse me. Hang on. I've got something in my throat. Let me drink this down here real quick.
Let me
drink some beer.
The floor is yours.
First thing I remember knowing was a lonesome whistle blowing and a youngin's dream of growing up to ride on a freight train leaving town, not knowing where I'm bound. No one to change my mind, but Mama tried. There you go.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Very nice.
You should hear him when he does one of the ballads. It's amazing.
Yeah, I sing a whole bunch of different shit. I sing a bunch of country music. I actually do sing metal, Anthem, like you said. I have a huge genre. I actually do rap sometimes.
Hold on. You rap?
I'm not good.
This.
I'm not good at rap.
You are with this
I'm a
that
rapper
fast
and a
guy.
singer, so I would love to hear this.
Oh, I could bust some Vanilla
That
Ice.
fast guy.
What do you mean fast guy?
I don't know. There's the one you do that's really fast. Or the depressing song.
Okay, all raps are
do the
fast.
depressing suicide one.
Depressing suicide one?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you? You literally just not 5 minutes ago were like, dude, we're talking about some depressing shit here. Can we move on? And then now all of a sudden you're flashing back and going, do the depressing one.
I'm drinking. Two, if you sing stuff that I don't accompany you with,
she's talking about Stan,
sing.
by the way. Stan by Eminem. That's the one she's talking about, the depressing one.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna rap, guys. Come on. Because Anthem hasn't sang yet.
That's true. I'd like to hear
and
that.
I don't know. Do we want this to be the Anthem and Salem back and forth fucking singing their songs?
Well, only if I can sing with you once in a while.
I could bust one out for you. I'm a singer too.
Shit. Oh yeah. You're a singer-songwriter.
I'm the only one who's
Yeah.
not a singer. I accompany.
Yeah, I've been in bands since I was 13 years old until 2008 when I moved back and got stupidly decided, I want a wife and kids. Now I've actually been
thinking?
Now I'm actually working on a solo project. It's a completely industrial that I've titled right now called Forgotten, which is in reference to the fact that it's been over 12 years since I've been in a band and released anything new. So I'm actually 4 songs out of an 8-song album in. And once it's completed, it will be released through Realm of the Mist Entertainment under our record label, Metal of Fallen Records. Absolutely free, because I'm not looking to make any money. I felt like I wanted to make some songs, and I'm trying it in a genre I don't do. So
well, that's pretty dope.
Okay, so hold on. Everybody's going to be dropping albums and shit. Fuck, maybe I need to get back in the studio, man. So y'all gonna be drawing this and shit.
No, Salem's not dropping an album. He
No.
just
Salem,
me.
Salem, I need you to drop an album.
Why would I drop an album? I'm not a songwriter. I'm a singer.
Well, then I will help you write some damn songs. You're gonna drop an
That
album.
sounds like a good idea. Make sure there's some that I can accompany. I'm good at harmonying with him.
I don't know. I don't have a like a studio that I can go to.
That's
to
true. We
record,
don't.
You know?
We're gonna make a bootleg one. We're gonna get some styrofoam, or we're gonna get some like cup holders and like
Fuck, man.
All we have is a blue snowball.
Dude, all you need is some egg crates and some U-Haul blankets. Anything to become a fucking studio.
Exactly. There you go. See, Chris already knows. If you want a ghetto studio, that's all you need.
Hey, the first demo in a band that was called Bitch Slap. The first demo we did, we used a fucking karaoke machine to record it. We set a microphone up right in the middle of the band's practice space. We all stood around the microphone and performed. And it actually wasn't a terrible quality fucking demo.
Well, you can hear our studio sound with our blue snowball right now. This is all we got.
Hey, whatever works.
I'm waiting on my mixer to come in.
I need the bad touch buzzer.
I am waiting for my mixer to come in. I ordered a mixer, 4-channel mixer for audio, for vocals, to be able to record the vocal lines to the tracks that I've been working on. So I already have a brand new mic. I can't use the brand new mic yet until the mixer comes because it's not a USB mic like my Blue Snowball, which I'm using right now. You know, it's a vocal recording mic. It's a compressor mic and has a normal jack to it. So I need my mixer to hook up to do it. So,
dude, I gotta focus right at the house. Boom, bow. Pop, ping, pang.
What are we talking about?
I gotta focus right, box.
Oh.
Yeah, we talking about the box.
The box. I don't even know. I don't have the mic. I don't have the mic or the box near me to tell you exactly what brand it is. I think it's an SR57.
I got a 2i2, if I'm correct.
I believe that's what I ordered, an SR57 studio mic. So, yay!
Nice.
Yay! Spending money. Well, the funny thing is what's going to be nice is once the mixer comes in, I'm going to use the SR57 for podcasting as well, which means the Bluetooth the Blue Snowball will become a secondary mic for if I ever have a guest in studio.
Ooh.
Ooh, indeed.
We should go visit him.
That's okay.
He's so sweet.
Oh my god.
If I ever come to Philadelphia, you know I'm gonna need a place to stay, sir, because y'all shit is expensive out there.
Yeah, we are. But the cheesesteaks are so worth it.
Fuck yeah. I can't wait to try some cheese. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. This summer, I'm saving up some money so I can go visit one of y'all in the East Coast. I need some East Coast friends. Y'all my East Coast friends. So.
We're just adopted.
You are literally only one shot in, Dusty. No. Guys, she's already fucking toasty.
But we're distracting here. We're distracting. We got Salem. The deal was struck. Salem sang. Anthony, it's your turn.
Oh
my god. I'm sorry. I just every time I look to my left, I see Dusty sitting here giggling over here. I'm like,
oh my lord.
She's fucking toasty. She's already fucking toasty. Jesus fuck.
Alright, I'll sing a little sample here. Just a little bit. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I got the month of May. Well, I guess you'd say what can make me feel this way, my girl.
My girl. Oh, come on. Somebody else isn't at it.
Talking about my girl.
I'm disappointed. I am so disappointed when he gave the first My Girl, man. I jumped in expecting Salem to jump in with the third.
I'm sorry. I'm just sitting here listening to Anthem.
I'm just thinking we all need to go to where Chris is and form the After Hours band.
Karaoke party.
What is this metronome in the background?
Oh, do some karaoke. Oh, yes.
Japanese word for tone deaf. No, that was great, Anthony. That was fucking awesome.
Great.
What was that metronome in the background, though?
Somebody's in
I
their
heard the
car.
that.
That sounded like a turn signal. Somebody's in their car.
Anthem.
Are you driving or recording?
Yeah, see what happened was.
He used it as a metronome.
Uh-huh.
See, the thing is, to see how the technique works. So, anyways, how about them Chiefs?
Those Chiefs, right?
You better not be doing distracted driving. We like live Anthem, not dead Anthem.
Okay, first of all, Anthem is alive and kicking, and also popping like grease and chicken.
So far.
When it comes to my international techniques of life, sometimes I do the most extravagant thing. And sometimes I'm driving which is my job, to pick up railroad workers. So that way they have a safe way to get back.
All right.
Are we gonna have a railroad worker like join us?
I've been working on the railroad
all live long day.
I don't know. I don't know the rest of that. Like, I just know that first part.
And I'm not going to keep going.
Something about a whistle blowing.
Yeah, can't you hear the whistle
Blowing what?
Donna, won't you blow? Donna, won't you blow?
Donna, won't you blow your horn?
That's the one.
Oh, Lord.
We can change it to Dusty. No, don't do that.
Dusty, won't you blow? Dusty, won't you blow? Dusty, won't you blow my horn?
Well, I mean,
Dusty,
I
won't
gotta
you
get to
blow?
know Dusty.
Dusty,
before
won't
I
you
ask all
blow?
that.
Dusty, won't you blow Anthem more?
I don't think her mouth.
Man, don't be starting shit. I mean, I'm trying to see what happened was, and then and then the stuff and the things and the, the juices.
He's sitting there pinching his nipples and he's going, "Oh yeah."
Not while he's
Okay,
driving.
first of all,
You ever notice when he gets flustered, he starts sounding like Bill Cosby?
And another thing, and the pudding
Okay.
pop.
and another thing, I just want to say, if I'm gonna give her the pudding pop, she gonna make sure she giggle with the Jello. No.
And all of a sudden, all the listeners in the world just went, change channel.
Yeah. We just lost everybody. No, I'm happy this is going on. I am. It means I'm off the hook on singing.
Oh no, your white ass is gonna sing too.
You don't want
Get
me
your ass
singing.
in there and sing the song of
Sing
your
once
people.
again with me, our strange duets. Come on, Chris.
Strange duets. I've got a pussy in my lap. Come on, move.
So do I. Except I don't
Alright.
have a cat, assuming you
Alright,
do.
I guess I'll give you a verse and a chorus to one of the songs I've written.
Okay.
I'll be nice and actually, not do somebody else's song. I'll do my own, so that way we don't get hit with a copyright strike.
Oh, ow.
Ah, damn.
If we were gonna do originals, you should have told me. Ow.
Well, you could do an original. I mean, we still got about 10 minutes left in this episode.
Well, you're singing first.
And I'm all
First of all,
sober. This is awesome.
Hey, I'm just letting you know, I name dropped Merle Haggard saying, "Hey, I'm singing one of your songs." If he gets pissed off, he'll go, "Yeah, you know what? He did say he's going to sing one of the songs."
Well,
He said-
you know what? If
Everybody
Meryl,
knows I was singing Temptations.
if
first
Merle
off-
Haggard's listening to the After Hours,
I was about to say, if Merle
Just say-
Haggard's listening to After Hours, first off, cool, Merle Haggard's listening to After Hours. Second off, he's probably sitting there saying, cool, somebody actually knows my songs.
I'll be like, hey, yo, Merle Haggard, you need to share this. Post this on your Twitter.
I'm sure he has.
How's it going?
All right, this was written back in 2007 from my last band, which was Disillusion Purity, which does appear on the Broken Angel EP. You guys can find that. This one's called "All Things Must End." I wrote this. Actually, ironically, I wrote this in Colorado, but it was about a neighborhood here in Philly. So
yeah, we gotta fuel it anyway. So
I'll wait. I'll wait till the episode of Cops is over.
Bad boys, what you want or what you gonna do?
Let's see here.
I'm gonna mute this for a minute. Go on ahead.
Okay, good. He won't have to hear it then. Trapped in an unyielding state, forced to witness an unfriendly fate. Politics and war, many victims found, can't compare to the blood that stains my neighborhood ground. You cannot see what my eyes see. You never gone to the places I have been. I sold my soul away like a cheap whore. Every day of my life is a losing war. One day someone will make it all end.
Damn.
Nice,
Okay.
very nice.
I like those lyrics.
Thank you.
So what part of Philly, I suppose, are you talking about? Just Philly in general?
I mean, it was kind of like the bad section of Kensington and Allegheny, which pretty much anybody who's from Philly knows that all of Kensington and Allegheny is a bad section. But, like, you know, the job that I used to have in Philly used to take me down in that neighborhood all the time. You'd see, like, all the drug paraphernalia on the street corners and boarded up crack houses. And, I mean, like, the neighborhood was just falling apart. And one day, while working with my band in Colorado, we were talking about that, and it just inspired me that I sat down with an acoustic guitar and I just wrote. And I wrote this song, and of course, the way I write songs, I don't necessarily tell, I don't want to say truthful stories, but I tell stories.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I write it, it's not necessarily like personal experience, although there is a lot of personal in what I write. But I present it in a way where it's a fictional story. And in this particular one, it's about a person who's down in a neighborhood like Kensington and Allegheny, who sees all this terrible shit, and he comes upon a chalked out dead body in an alleyway, and later on discovers that it's his body.
Ah,
Okay.
I like that.
That is neat.
Okay. Okay.
So All Things Must End is basically the neighborhood took his own life. So, and actually there's a spoken word poem at the end of it, so.
That's pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
That became the ending song to the Broken Angel EP, actually, because of the fact of how down and depressing it is. You know, in a sense that, because it literally is just my voice and an acoustic guitar. There's nothing else to the song. You
Right.
know, there's no drums, no bass, no backup. So
It just definitely sets the mood of, like, you know, this is how we want this album to end. This is how you should feel at the end of what's going on here, and it's not a good place.
right.
And it definitely sets the emotion of, you know, especially if you're looking for people to really understand exactly what the hell is going on here.
Well, I mean, there was a theme to the Broken Angel EP. There, you know, it starts off with Unending Nightmares, which deals with the fact of, like, you know, just looking at the world today and how it's gone to hell, you know, in a handbasket. And then Loss of Innocence obviously kind of lives towards, even though it's a story of a guy who has let the world beat him down so much that suicide is a preferable option. Which leads into a song called A Drop of Suicide, which we used to call our happy little dance tune, because it's the lyrics were written exactly like a suicide note, but the music was so fucking happy jazz.
You know what? That reminds me of a Hollywood Undead song called Bullet,
Nice.
where the bullet is nothing but it's this guy wants to commit suicide, but it's got this upbeat tone to it. And I sing that I sing that all the time. And it pisses Dusty
Yes,
off.
you do.
Then we had the actual title track, Broken Angel, which was considered my masterpiece, which is a story about a girl who, winds up in the wrong part of town, and she's being followed by what I call as an abusive clown in the story who finally catches up to her, rapes her, and kills her, and at the end of the song you find out that I was the clown.
That you were the clown.
That I was the clown. I was the stalker and abuser. Then that leads into One Last Kiss, which was kind of an apology song.
Right.
And then another song called Needful Things, which was, even though I stole the title from Stephen King, one of his books, the song, each verse was a different type of addiction and how it destroys you. Like the first verse was drugs, second verse was self-harm, third verse was alcoholism.
Right.
And then of course ended it with All Things Must End. So I mean, there was a theme of like just losing control and winding up in the worst possible scenarios throughout the whole entire Broken Angel EP.
I like albums that are stories, though.
It's concept albums.
I like that.
They're some of my favorite albums to listen to are concept albums because they do tell a story and it makes you want to go back and hear the story again and again and learn it. And concept albums are, I think, the hardest to write. Period. I want to say, just because you really have to make sure everything kind of flows.
Cohesion.
Well, maybe I'll actually sing you the tracks to it, and you guys can actually critique it on air.
Why don't we find that ET, and I know I'll listen to it. I'll give it a listen because what this sounds like, and this, I mean, I'm not comparing it directly. It doesn't exactly sound like this, but there's an Alice Cooper album. I can't remember what the album is called for the life of me, but it's a concept album essentially about a serial killer.
That wasn't Welcome to My Nightmare. No.
Well, no, but that album, the feel that I have for what you are saying the CT is about has the same general feel. It's not the exact same idea or anything in particular, but it has the same feel. You're going to be going into the story knowing that it's not a good story.
It's actually kind of funny when I first was approaching the idea for Forgotten, this album, this solo album that I'm doing. My original idea was supposed to be a concept album. I was contemplating doing an album called The Cell. Mm-hmm. And what The Cell was going to be was it was going to be telling the story of 3 inmates in a holding cell.
Okay.
And telling their stories of how they got there and what's going on. And the funny thing about it was that each person in this holding cell, one was an innocent man who was there wrongly accused. Okay. One was as cold-hearted whatever. And the other one was a serial, just back and forth, but always like minor things, right? And what was going to happen by the end of the album, if I wrote the songs the way I was thinking I was going to write them, is you would have the Stone Cold Killer or whatever. He gets off scot-free on a technicality. Okay. You know what I mean? And the guy in the middle winds up killing the innocent one who got sentenced to life because he had a shit lawyer.
Oh, by the way, Chris,
that was originally going to be the idea.
I've been listening in, and by the way, beautiful lyrics, and you have a really nice voice.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I wasn't sure if you even heard it because I knew you were on mute.
I only muted my microphone because I had some people in the car, but no, you sounded great.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I mean, shit, I was about to light up a lighter and start swaying and shit. I felt like I was at Rockfest. I was like, oh, shit, it's like that Shinedown situation back in 2008. I was like, sitting there, I was like, oh, shit.
I appreciate that. I do, because I get nervous about it, because it's been so many years since I've done it. Like, I can't tell you how nervous I am about Forgotten when Forgotten releases, because, you know, again, it's very Nine Inch Nails-ish, which I love Nine Inch Nails, don't get me wrong.
That's a great band.
I love the industrial scene, but I'm doing all this myself. I'm so used to working with a band. I've never done just me doing everything. You know, I'm using, you know, beat generators and everything else to come up with the sound, the beat, and all that, and then obviously adding in guitars and bass and all. And I'm by no means a great guitarist or a great bassist in any way, so a lot of what's going in there is basic. But it's the one genre where I could do that and get away with it, you know, so... But I'm extremely nervous about releasing this because it's not in my comfort zone. It's not my wheelhouse.
Well, obviously, you know how to write some damn lyrics because that was some good shit. And then you were explaining the story. I was like, oh, shit, that's real as fuck. I will listen to that. If you're writing lyrics like that, I'll listen to that shit.
No, I do. I do. I could sit here and read you guys off fucking... I got years of lyric sheets that haven't even seen music yet. You know, that are just like, you know, as it says, they're lyrics. Because when I write a poem. And then I figure out the concept of the poem and then break it down to verse and chorus. You know, and then that's what will sit, you know, on my shelf, if you will, quote unquote, metaphorically, even though we're in the digital age and it just sits in a folder, until I hear a song or a beat that it fits. And it's like, wait a minute. Let's try that again, you know, and I start fitting the words into the music. That's how I write.
Oh, very good. I mean, I'm kind of
about it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I'm thinking of Creep all of a sudden.
I mean, I got.
But now I got to be three people's groupie. That's gonna be stressful.
I mean, I've got funny songs. I got, you know, goofy songs. I got fucking, you know, obviously evil songs. But I mean, I go everywhere from like Forsaken but Not Forgotten to and Gone Too Soon to things like I Said I Love You, Now Get the Fuck Out. And
oh Lord Jesus, angry white boy music.
Oh man, you know.
I said I love you, get the fuck out.
Well, sorry,
I know Salem writes original songs. They're usually about how bad I am, though.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I don't write original songs. I just kind of belt shit that doesn't rhyme about how much Dusty sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, music just like
Murray's Transportation.
Poetry doesn't necessarily have to rhyme. It's the inflection and meaning that matters.
Well, yeah.
But does every song have to be different ways I suck?
Yes, it does.
And we find Muse where we can find it.
When's the Dusty Sucks album coming out?
It's already out.
Oh.
Don't tempt me, I'll write it. I don't mind. You know that to this day I write. I wrote a song. I wrote a lyric sheet called "Fucking Messenger of Mayhem," aka Mom, while I was on a shitter at work.
Sir, are you using my AKAs?
Everyone uses your AKAs, Anthem.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay if you write a song about me that's horrible. If it goes viral, at least that means the sock drawer will go viral with it. So it's okay.
There you go. Well, I'm telling you, we'll release the album with the Dusty sock.
We should give the sock.
The Dusty vaginal sock. We'll go with that.
We should
I don't know. I could make a very sexy song about Dusty.
And we'll have the sock drawer fucking URL right on the toes.
It's like Dusty, come swing your sword to me. Hit me with your sword of love. Won't you be my shining light?
Oh,
go and turn the lights. Woo!
Anthem, you know, I swing the swords and wear the armor too, buddy.
Salem, let's have a threesome then.
Cause I will take my pike and shove it in your rear end.
Yeehaw.
on Salem's rear end, guys. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you? Sock drawers.
I'm sorry, lady.
All right, where the sock drawer
Come
can
on in for A2.
Facebook under the sock, Twitter under the sock drawer SD, as in Salem and Dusty, not anything dirty. On Discord.
Yeah, Discord. You can find us on Discord.
And any place, Realm of the Realm places us.
Realm of the Realm.
Realm
We
of
are
the realm.
definitely part of Realm of the Realm. You're right.
Realm of the Realm.
Realm of the Mist.
Anywhere that you can find Realm of the Mist, you can find the sock drawer. So Anchor.fm.
Well, let Chris do that one.
Oh yeah. But I mean, we're all
YouTube.
YouTube. We are on YouTube. Sock drawer. SD. Sock drawer SD.
No. The sock drawer SD is only Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, suck it to him.
No, I've noticed something. The sock drawer is where I got the SD from. SD sock drawer, but it's also Salem Dusty.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
Anyway,
Anyway,
next person.
And Anthony.
Oh, okay. So you guys can find me on my OnlyFans page at OnlyFans. Okay, wait a minute, hold up. Wrong business. Okay, so you can find me at Delivery Bros Podcast on Instagram, Delivery Bros Pod on Twitter. You can even find me on Facebook.com/Delivery Bros KC. And yeah, go check me out. I'm also on YouTube, Delivery Bros Podcast. That's how you can find me. Also, to all the people out there, if you want to see dick pics of Christopher Stolle, all you gotta do is go to his OnlyFans at onlyfans.com/Chris with the dick that is like a 2-inch dick. And that's
Hey,
it.
she told me give her 8 inches and make it hurt, so I fucked her twice and slapped her.
You gotta fuck her about 4 times with a 2-inch dick.
It was cold that day. It's not usually 2 inches.
welcome to After Hours, the math edition.
And where do we find Chris?
And of course, you can find me here at Realm of the Mist Entertainment. Sometimes hosting After Hours, sometimes hosting Breaking the Fourth Wall, always appearing on some of the other podcasts. And if you enjoyed this podcast in any capacity, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out all the other great podcasts of Realm of the Mist Entertainment, and jump over to our sister channel, Sounds Dicey Gaming, for all your tabletop gaming and video game Let's Play enjoyment. And of course, if you prefer these podcasts in audio format, you can find After Hours, Sock Drawer, sometimes Delivery Brothers, and all the other Realm of the Mist shows. Just look for Realm of the Mist Entertainment on Anchor.fm, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, or wherever quality podcasts can be heard.
Or just go to Delivery Bros. You'll find my ass. That's how you'll find.
All right, guys.
I have my own anchor, even though they are the homies, and I do rock with them. Now, oh yeah, one more thing. Where the hell is Venus at?
She's been taking time off since the baby. She hasn't decided to come back yet.
Tell her to throw her life away and say, fuck them kids.
I'm sending this episode to her right now.
I love you, Venus. I am so sorry.
And now he's cheating on me.
Fuck, I'd cheat on you too.
Hashtag fuck them kids.
Hashtag ramble rant.
Hashtag Ramble Rant.
All right, guys.